It is yet another Thursday morning again where we bring to you all the latest happening in the world of sports. Good morning, viewers, and welcome to your favorite morning show, now streaming, brought to you from the Advent Cable Network, Nigeria. Now, following the recommendation from the Technical and Development Subcommittee, the NFF has appointed Eric Chile, a 47-year-old Malian, as the new head coach of the Super Eagles, an appointment which has sparked mixed reaction across the country. We will be discussing this and other related sports stories alongside some national trending stories for today. I remain my humble self, Godwin Ojeri, your anchor for today. But I will not be doing this alone. With me in the studio is my co-anchor, Bolu Watufe Adeboye. But he ought to introduce himself. Bolu.
All right, good morning to our dear viewers at home. It's another bright and wonderful day right here from the city of Abuja, and it's an exciting time to be with you people again, and also to talk about the sports, and particularly about the new Super Eagles appointment and all of those.
Wow, a whole lot to write on the front burner for us to discuss this one.
Honestly, yeah.
Indeed. Also, like always, we have Mr. Raphael Rafiki Ojalkomo. Indeed, I derive so much joy in pronouncing his name. Mr. Raphael is a social and sports commentator, and he is a regular face on our Thursday special now streaming, and also joining us virtually all the way from Delta State, as always again, is Comrade Abraham Soko. He is a political and sports analyst. And also we have Prince Kelechi Mwebulam, a professional football referee. And gentlemen, you're welcome. Mr. Raphael, all the way from Delta, you are welcome to now streaming. And Comrade Soko, you are also welcome. And also Prince Kelechi Mwebulam, if you are there, you are welcome to now streaming. Right in the studio, Mr. Raf, welcome to now streaming.
Happy New Year! It's a beautiful year. We all pray for the new year, and we are in the new year, hoping that this year is going to be better. And one of the news that seems to be filtering in our ears is the appointment of the new Super Eagles coach. But now the problem is he a foreign coach or a local foreign coach? We don't know, but we're good to go. We're good to go for the year.
All right. Indeed, I think this is the first sports edition for this year the Now Streaming show.
Yeah.
Mr. Bolu, Mr. Raf, and Comrade Soko and Prince Kelechi, a happy new year to you all. And viewers, remember you can be part of the show by participating in calling the number showing on your screen and sending in your comment via various social media platforms. For now, we are diving straight into the world of sport. And very quickly, we would be looking at the Punch Sport Extra for this morning. And then the leading story there says Chile. He Eagles Messiah. Messiah is actually a big word.
Strong word.
He is Eagles. He Eagles Messiah. You get? It's a question that you and I have to ponder on.
I think Mr. Rafiki will do justice to that.
When we get there, we will deal with that. And then we have on pages 2 on the Punch Sport Extra that says Fury favorites against Joshua. Anthony Joshua has been in Nigeria for quite some time now.
I think he has eaten enough for food.
Yes, he's enjoying himself. And every slight interview he has is looking forward to this match. Do you think we fed him enough to deal with it?
I hope he's not going to be fighting his last fight.
All right, I wouldn't completely agree with that. And then we have PSG make Boniface contact. And then this can be seen on pages 6 of the Punch Sport Extra. And then also we have Villa I Chukwueze on January move. And then also on page 6 we have Liverpool join Osimhen's race. Liverpool join Osimhen's race. And then also we have Cup final possible, and this is coming from Ateta and can be seen on pages 4. Sports Cup final possible. Okay. And then on pages 3 we have Yamal snubs Messi for Neymar. And also we have Vinicius banned for 2 games. This can also be seen on pages 3. And then also on page 3 we have Rashford open to pay court for Milan. And then also we have Simon welcomes new Eagles boss. And this can be seen on page 6. And then just below the picture story there, we have Pereira happy. Additional rivalry stays in Adesina's rivalry, I beg your pardon, stays in ring. And this is the Nigerian contingent, or do I call him the kickboxer, that is doing us proud.
No, Israel Adesina.
Yes. What did you call it?
The last style bender.
Style bender. Okay. And then we have Meno unhappy with United contracts offer. This can be seen on pages 4. And you go get yourself the Punch Sport Extra to follow through with all of these stories making headline in the paper. All right, gentlemen, so much to discuss this morning. And I think I will be starting with my virtual guests. I'm bringing in Prince Kelechi now. He is a professional coach and he would be able to do justice to this story. Prince, I want to ask, Chele, is he Eagles Messiah? Let me just put that question direct to you.
All right, Mr. Godwin, thank you. Once again, good morning to everyone, and Happy New Year to us. It's nice being here once again. You just asked $1 million question, and then I'll also give $1 million response if I'm to use that word. I will say, let's give him time and see if he's going to be Eagles Messiah. That's all I will say. Thank you.
Okay, Prince. I think you are stylishly running away from that question. I needed an in-depth analysis on this, but not to worry. I have Comrade Soko there to do justice to this question. All right, Comrade, is Chile Eagles Messiah as it stands? You know, you and I. Let me go back. Have been back and forth when it comes to the Super Eagles and the NFF bringing in coaches that would spearhead the country's national side. And we've looked at the locals. We've looked at the how do I call them now? The foreign base, and now we have a. Do I call him local foreign or? However, is he Eagles Messiah?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Godwin. I will just talk based on the facts.
Okay.
And I will speak based on his pedigree as a coach and as a player.
Okay.
First off, I want to say that the appointment of Eric Shell is a nonsensical decision by the you are talking about, is he a foreign coach, is he a foreign local? Personally, I would say that he's an ECOWAS coach. Because that's the term I will use, because Mali is in West Africa. Yeah, Mali is in West Africa. Probably we're talking about open borders, so we're trying to be interdependent right now as a country. But let's go. What is the pedigree this coach is bringing to Nigerian football? I don't see anyone in terms of antecedents. As a coach, he has not during his playing career. I did not think that he played for any country other than in France. And the teams he played in France are, with all due respect to these teams, they are very, very low ranking teams. I'm seeing the likes of the highest team I think that he played for is Lens, and even up to this moment. And I don't think Lens is even one of the elite teams in France. And we should also note that as a coach, he did not win any laurel in these teams that he played for. Let's leave his let's not talk about his playing career. Let's come back to his coaching
career.
the coaching pedigree that he has. Now, as a coach, in the last AFCON in 2023, he was eliminated in the quarterfinal stage. If my mind should tell me if I should recall correctly, then let's come about his present qualifying run in the I think the World Cup qualifiers. I believe that as poor as Nigeria is doing as a team, I think that we are almost at the same level with the Malian national team. So I am not able to understand the rationale for this appointment. I'm sorry to say I'm not able to understand the rationale behind this appointment. And going by that, to answer your question, I don't believe that Richel is going to be a messiah for the Super Eagles. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Soko, for that very interesting analysis. But still sticking to you, I believe you know how much this particular individual will be copying out of the treasury of the NFF. So what is your take on this?
Okay, I've not been able to see the data or the salary and all that, but I believe that the NFF
we are looking.
they are actually,
sorry, comrade. We are looking at 85 million naira
Monthly.
per
okay,
month.
it's okay, 85 million naira. Okay, that's going to be his remuneration, his salary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, having said that, personally, I will stick with what I have been saying. I don't believe that Eric Chell has the pedigree to be a Super Eagles coach. All due respect to him, yeah, we are seeing a trend in let's talk more in depth. We are seeing a trend in world football where club sides, countries are going for coaches that are relatively young, that are relatively inexperienced. We saw the experiment in Chelsea where we appointed Maresca with not enough pedigree. We saw Bayern Munich and they appointed company, and they are doing relatively well. Probably that is the trend that the NFF is taking with this appointment. They want to go for an inexperienced coach and a coach with low pedigree. Probably it might be the one to do well. But going with the facts, going with the pedigree, going with experience, going with Lawrence one, even going with nationality. In terms of let's examine Nigeria and Mali as a country. Is Mali doing better than Nigeria football-wise? So I'm not able to understand the rationale behind this appointment. I'm sorry to say. Thank you, Mr. Godwin.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Soko. All right, Michael Uncle.
All right, thank you very much, Comrade Soko. And you said very nonsensical, and I just busted out into laughter. But then coming to Mr. Rafiki, given the president of the Nigerian Football Federation and the dramas that that ensues after every manager we've always hired as a country, the issue of arrests, remuneration arrests, owing, and all of those things. Do you think we will be able to cover out this 85 million naira as it has been said and stated in this man's contract? Do you think?
First and foremost, I've over time read about some our local coaches when they are hired, how they complain that when they hire the foreign coaches, they don't owe them. But when they come with the local coaches, they find the way to tell them, promise them you get paid and owe them months and months of salaries. So I don't think they want to get into that line with the foreign manager who most times stands to lose nothing, because most of these so-called foreign managers that they get for the Nigerian Super Eagles, I think a lot of them just come here to want to come and cash out. Because like you said, we've had a lot of them coming. We had Bora Milutinovic coming. We had
we have Genatro. We have Las Lajabak.
In fact, Lajabak, I can't remember how he entered and he left. You understand? I can't remember how he entered and how he left. And Betty Vokes and all of them like that. You can keep calling names, and then you ask, most recently Pesero, and you want to ask yourself how many of them have really done something for the country that you say you can hold on to, aside from people like Clemens
Restarov. Yeah, I was about mentioning that.
Yeah. What have you again? The barest minimum that a lot of them have done for Nigeria is qualify Nigeria for some of these tournaments, and at the end of the day, there's nothing to show for it. Do you understand me? I understand where Comrade Soko is coming from. In fact, I not only understand him, I could feel
you could feel his pain,
the pain and the anger, because I think, like what we're joking behind camera, that maybe the NFF was trying to please everybody. You know, they say can't please Nigerians. Nigerians are shouting, give us a foreign coach. Some are saying give us local coach, so they decided to give us a local foreign coach.
Mixed breed.
A local foreign coach.
They give us the collabo.
You're looking at the man in question. You're trying to use him to compare the just concluded AFCON and how well Nigeria did at the AFCON. The same man was knocked out, I think, in quarterfinals, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And then the Super Eagles played at the final. Do you understand? Lost only to Cote d'Ivoire at the final. And then you want to ask yourself, does he have the wherewithal to carry this team from where we are now? Mind you, we've already qualified, if I'm not mistaken, for the Nations Cup already.
Yes.
So what we are looking at right now is the World Cup. And for us to be able to qualify for the World Cup, we need to churn out good results. When I say good results, 3 good results: one against Zimbabwe, one against Lesotho, and one against Benin Republic. 4 good results: Benin Republic and then South Africa. South Africa, of course, we are going to their home to play them now. We need to win. We are going to Benin Republic is coming back to Nigeria to play, and we need to win. We are going to, I think, Zimbabwe's home to play them, and we need to win. Do you understand me? We need, if we can get winnings on all of these games, fine and good. But the question you asked, you ask first, is he a messiah? First and foremost, nobody is. Secondly, we don't know what will happen with him. Let's just keep our fingers crossed and have an open mind. And then lastly, you asked, do you think they will owe them? Is there anybody Nigerians don't owe? But the question, what I want to say is this: these foreigners have come. The only foreigner who has come and complained about being owed, he wasn't even complaining about himself being owed. He was complaining on behalf of his players, which was Waldrum of the Falcons team, the
female team, yes, the female national team.
He complained, pay these ladies their
bonuses and all of those things.
So, but for them, I don't think the NFF would want to go into any muddy fight with any foreigner.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Raphael. We hear you loud and clear. Viewers, please do remember that you can be part of this show by sending in your comment via various social media platform, and also by calling in to share your thoughts on all of our discourse this morning. Coming back to the studio, Mr. Ralph, I was going through my phone and I saw a very funny pictures. And Nigerians can be so funny when it comes to this Eric Chell thing. They went to pull out a picture where water is being poured. And it's more like they are sending out a strong message to NFF that this man would explode soon. Nigeria is no nonsense country where if you are not delivering, the pressure will be so much. Do you think he has the capacity to handle a team?
I remember that clip. I think it was, I stand to be corrected, I think it was against either Cote d'Ivoire. I think it was Cote d'Ivoire that Mali played. I stand to be corrected, and they scored a last minute goal.
Okay.
And the man just went down on his knees like, how is this happening?
It is finished.
And the assistant coaches, someone said he should bring his assistant coach with their water, that maybe he would need it. And then they were pouring water on his head. It was one of the moments of the AFCON.
The peak.
It's one of the moments of the AFCON. We had a coach where the coach that the player missed an open goal and the coach was and a lot of images that made the round. But like you rightfully said, Nigeria is a country where we win every game. Even if we are playing table soccer, We want to win.
You just have to win.
That was
You
why
just
when,
have to win.
when someone like Ndidi came after we lost to Benin Republic 2-1 at the World Cup qualifier, and he came and opened his mouth and say, because for Nigeria we must not win every game. And you ask yourself, then why are you going to play in the first place? Why are you entering the field?
I think the backlash that ensued got him into trouble.
Why are you going to play in the first place? Because it seemed like Ipswich played Chelsea, which they defeated Chelsea. What's it called? Newcastle defeated, what's it called? Arsenal. Bournemouth defeated Manchester City. You have these teams that people think cannot play coming to beat these big teams because they came into that field with a belief that we must come here and get a point out of this game. So if he's coming to Nigeria, we don't have water to pour him on the head though. If he's thinking there's going to be water on his head, he should better wear helmets because I'll be ready for what is coming. But I want us to have an open mind.
Okay.
I want us to give him the chance that every other person were given to see what he can come up with.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Talking about that, you remember the Ipswich, beating Chelsea, but
I mentioned three things.
I don't think you remembered Newcastle defeating Arsenal now.
That means you are not listening.
Okay, yeah.
I mentioned Ipswich, Chelsea,
So,
Arsenal, Newcastle, Man City, Bournemouth.
So, Mr. Rafiki, you could have actually made your point without needing to mention Ipswich. No, let's bygone be bygone. You see, let bygone be bygone. Right. Mr. Kelechi, coming to you, I believe you are there with us, and I want us to look at Mr. Chile's tactics, the way he plays, his style of play. Do you think is something that is suitable to the Nigerian national team, and do you think it's something that the football lovers would buy into, or you have the opinion that the end will justify the means? Mr. Kelechi, over to you.
Okay. Truth be told, for any coach to succeed, he needs to be given an open arms. Now, what do I mean by open arms? Allow the man do his selection. Now, there shouldn't be interference from his employers. You must bring this person, you must bring that person. Allow the man to take his time and do his selection. All right, and I believe if he's able to select the right crop of players and with a good playing formation, I see him succeeding. All right, Mr. Rakel made some instances, Ipswich, Bournemouth, and the rest of them. It has to do with belief. It has to do with belief, and also giving the coach the room to implement that tactics he got. All right. If you look at Chelsea, let me just digress a little. If you look at Chelsea, just like Mr. Rafiki said, an inexperienced coach from Leicester City. All right. And if you look at Man U, Amaron from what's it called now? Sporting, and you can see, all this things. Just give the coach an open arms. Allow him to have that room. Okay, let him have that room to pick his players. It's going to work on a very good formation. I believe it's going to work for the team, and I wish him all the best. So let's just hope and see. But coming just a little, going back to that water scenario, Mr. Rafiki, don't worry, we don't have water, we'll have ice block. Just in case something like that comes up. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kelechi. I think I would love to throw the same question to Comrade Suko, because we really need to, Nigerians, we are a country that loves football. And if there is any sport we really focus on, it's just basically the Super Eagles. And they are like the hope of the entire country. You need to know what it means to have over 200 million individuals relying on you to give them and deliver the necessary results at the appropriate time. We really need to look at this. Do you think his style of play suits Nigeria? Because if you have to look at the current crop of players that we have in the national team, it's not like you have the whole time to work with them, and everybody plays at different football clubs with different style, different coaches, different tactics. So do you think this man will be able to to bring all of these players together and to instill this discipline of his own formation and style of playing to them? Mr.
Thank
Mr.
Thank you very much,
Komresoko.
Mr.
Yeah.
Bolo. At this point, I would want to try and have an open mind towards the appointment of Michel as the coach of the Super Eagles. But it is difficult. It's still difficult for me to have this open mind because I'm still trying to judge.
You are very angry.
Nigerians are trust.
Yeah, I'm still trying to judge with this antecedents.
Okay.
For instance, I would like to understand what is the rationale behind. Probably I'll go and read the NFF's full statement on his appointment. There are coaches that are appointed based on maybe their blueprints presented during presentation, during the interview for the job. So I believe that is it the case of when Richel brought his blueprints and the NFF bought into the idea and said, okay, this is a coach based on his philosophy, based on his idea.
All right, I think we have lost the audio there from Comrade Soko. Comrade, if you can hear us, please kindly unmute yourself. If you can, kindly unmute yourself. All right, why we would get back to you, but while we are at that, Mr. Raphael, same question.
I want to just let me just feel like I know what he's coming from.
Okay.
With what he was trying to say. You know, like we're talking about the EFCC's case as is the case of trust right now.
Yeah.
Like Comrade Soko, a lot of people, I want to put myself in that bracket, so don't trust the NFF with whatever it is that they do. At least under our nose, they signed 2 coaches and fire 2 coaches, because I don't know, they came and say we have a coach, and let's say the coach will come and say we don't have a contract. So how do you announce somebody you don't have? And I was talking behind camera with Bolu here when I was talking about the Chan coach, when he was asked how did you pick your players, because we have a lot of good players in the local league that are not in your team. And they said yes, they are good, but they are not consistent and XYZ. And then you find the Super Eagles team players who don't play in their clubs but make the national team. And you begin to ask yourself, what's the rationale behind selecting? And you hear a coach like Iguavan will tell you is based on experience. What kind of experience does somebody who is not playing bring to a national team? Do you understand me? Now, I don't know what style this man plays. You and I know Man U is suffering at the moment. Sorry, I'm using Manchester United. Amorim was doing very well with them. What's it called? Sporting. Yeah. He was playing a style of football with Sporting, and he came to Manchester United and is still trying that same style of football, even though we all know how it has been playing out recently. A lot of coaches come with their own style of football to want to come and infuse it on a new team. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it pay off for them. Do you understand me? I can't say what what's it called? What Shell has been playing for Mali and what it tends to bring to Nigerian team. But we all know that Nigerians like entertaining football. We like to be happy after we watch a game, even if maybe the game ends in a draw or something. But we want to be okay. If not that we miss, we should have won this game. But the guys played well. But at the same time, Mourinho will tell you play dirty and get your result.
The end will justify the means.
Do you understand? It's not about playing beautiful football. Get the result. That's all we want. But like I said, I don't know what he's bringing to the table. But I'm sorry, Comrade Suko, you're my guy. But I don't know. Maybe on your behalf, I'm having an open mind and hoping that this man will do something good with the Super Eagles.
All right, thank you so much, Comrade Soko. I want to believe you are back, and I would want to give you the chance to complete your statement before we move on to other stories.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me now.
Loud and clear.
Okay, so as I was saying, I'll try to be brief. So I don't know the blueprints that Eric Shaw presented to the NFF that led to his appointment, and it is based on that blueprint that we should be talking about his ideology, his philosophy as a coach. Okay, this is the reason for his appointment. But absent that, based on the performances, if you go to the the World Cup qualifiers by the Mali national team, the Malians right now, you will see that out of 4 games, they've only won 1, they've drawn 2, and I think they are just 5 points on that table. So going by that, is this a coach that is so tactically adept? Is that the pedigree of coach that we should be looking to pay 85 million naira? So talking about tactics and ideology and philosophy, I don't think as a coach this Eric Shell has done enough to be able to convince me as a person that is bringing something novel, is bringing a particular brand and a particular style of spectacular football to the Super Eagles national team. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Komisoko, all the way from Delta State there. And Mr. Raf, you tilted a bit into Chan 2024 when you were trying to give an explainer of the whole issue. So we would be dealing with that now. And we're having the number of qualified teams. There's this talk of an increase of the number of teams that would be qualified. So what is your take on this?
I think it's a welcome development to allow more teams to partake in the tournaments. So you don't restrict it to just a few, because some people will tell you if we had more representative from our region, you at least would have been able to do better. You'd have known that XYZ can be done. I think the larger chunk of the people that will be taking part in this tournament is from West Africa, if I'm not mistaken, because the reason why you have a good number of teams from the East African countries, because I think 3 of them are hosting. I can't remember the names of the country, but 3 of them are hosting the tournament. That's why you can have a good number of them, and also a good number of the teams pulled out from the qualifiers. I know teams like South Africa did not take part in the qualifiers, and so on and so forth. Just like we have the Nations Cup itself in an increased number right now, where a good number of teams can take part, unlike where you have a limited space, maybe 24, that you begin to play regional qualifiers and have less team qualifier for this tournament. So I think it's a welcome development. At least even in the World Cup, they've opened the number of teams qualifying to. If we check even in the Champions League, they did same thing, but now in the league format, where you don't dwell on this home advantage, you play in a league format. I think it's good that the slot is being opened for more teams to come, so that they can show themselves as a team. This time around, we're not talking about their local clubs coming to play Champions League or Confederations Cup, but now as a team, because some of these players may not get the opportunity to play in their national team.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Rafe. All right, Mr. Kelechi, I think I would be coming straight to you, and we will be talking more about, I think, the transfer gist that is happening here, and one of which is, I don't know how to put it. It says West Ham has sacked Julian, the other name they know better, after Manchester, Lopetegui, after Manchester City's defeat. And also we have the scam hoping to leave as the head coach of the France national team after the 2026 World Cup. What is your take on all of these transfer gists?
All right, thank you very much. Let me start with West Ham. One thing you need to understand is some of these club sides don't actually have patience with managers. Okay, he's been in charge for I think about 8 months or so. Lopetegui is a very good coach, and to use that word because he's coached a team like Real Madrid, and you should know the pedigree of a club like Real Madrid. So for an English club not to have patience in him, and I think as of today, if I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected, they've appointed Graham Potter, the former Chelsea manager, as the new West Ham coach. Well, I would say I wish him all the best in his future endeavors. And then let's see how it goes also with Graham Potter. Also, if he doesn't do well, also we should expect the exit door, because they will not want to waste time in keeping a coach that will not be able to take the.
I don't want to be impediment.
All right. Thank you so much. Due to network, we couldn't take all of your statement. Comrade Soko, I would want to just very quickly come to you with that. Prince Kelechi raised the issue about pedigree when it comes to Julian Lapotegi. Do you agree with that as regards his sack after Manchester City's defeat?
Julian Lopetegui, he had a good pedigree coming into the West Ham side. He did very well I think, in Spain before he came to the West Ham team. And I would want to say Mr. Kelechi made a point about club sides not having patience when it comes to these managerial roles. And I want to disagree with that, because some of these club sites, I think the owners, they actually invest in these teams over before the start of this Premier League tournament. Before the start of the league, I believe that West Ham made some signings. They brought this former Borussia Dortmund guy, Fulcrum. I think he's a German international. He came into the team, and we expect, though he has been out with injuries, but he came into the team, and the owners of this team expected at least progress to be made. But with the recent games, with the performances since the start of the league, and their performances have been really, really poor. So it is sometimes I understand the frustrations of these owners. So I feel that it is time for a change. The owners must have felt that, okay, this guy is not taking us in the right direction, and it's time for a change. And Graham Potter is a really good English coach, though he did not succeed in Chelsea. But at that time, there was no coach that could have succeeded in Chelsea with the bloated club size that we had and the internal issues that we had. So I believe that the appointment of Graham Potter, who did marvelously well in Leicester City, I believe that it might be a step in the right direction for the West Ham team. Thank you, Mr. Gordon.
All right, thank you so much. Over to you, Bulu.
All right, thank you very much, Comrade Soko. And speaking about that, I think we need to just go to Carabao. Speaking about that, I think we need to just talk about the Carabao Cup results, and I think this particular competition is one that actually excites me, this
because
week.
Arsenal lost.
I've not said anything.
Say bygone is bygone.
I've not said anything.
So why are you excited? Why are you excited?
Mr. Godwin, you bear me witness. And Comrade Soko, and I know
you will tell me why you are excited. Why are you excited?
I'm excited about
okay.
for many of us, we actually be expecting some big teams to actually make it to the finals. Big teams like Newcastle and the rest of them. And let's talk about it.
Okay, for me,
you looked for so many corners. You were cutting through the corners, and
it's football. It's football. What people fail to understand is this: a lot of time people mention Newcastle and equate them with small teams. The only reason why you don't see a lot of big players in Newcastle at the moment is because they're trying to be in the old FIFA fair play arena. And mind you, this team has played 6 games on a stretch without losing one, and they are on form at the moment. And you are playing against a team, not an excuse anyways, you're playing against a team that has only 2 days in between 5 games back to back. You can go and check and you see, which also has a depleted team with so many of their main. Yes, now you ask me a question, I have to answer you.
But then I've not said anything. Just my reaction my reaction is making you uncomfortable.
Sentiment aside, Bulu, I think you need to calm down.
I'm telling you.
I've not said anything.
I'm telling you.
No, he's your guest.
Ask him to
I don't even say. If a Newcastle fan was attacking me, I understand.
Okay.
If a Liverpool fan was attacking me, I understand. Tottenham fan attack. Where is Chelsea in the Carabao Cup? Mind you, it is not over until it's a two-legged semi-final game. Do you understand? But that is not even where I'm coming to. Yes, the team lost. I have always been an advocate. I'm an Arsenal fan. I have to be very frank, but I have always been an advocate of hoping that the smaller teams will get the opportunity. And when I talk about smaller teams, I'm not even mentioning Newcastle right now. I'm talking about I've forgotten who played. Okay, the last finals was played between Liverpool and Chelsea. and we all know where that ended. I don't want to go into that, so it doesn't feel like I'm attacking you. But every time I see a small team in the finals of the Carabao Cup, there's this me always wanting them, because I know they will never get their hands on the Premier League.
Okay.
And again, on the FA Cup, they always try to get there, but it never. The last one that we saw that almost happened, Coventry trying to find their way. I think they got to the finals or something, and they lost it. Do you understand me? But it was a good game, and the better team won, either they played away or not. Do you understand me? Yesterday, I didn't watch the game against Tottenham and Liverpool. I kept checking the scores. Do you know what I was checking the scores for? To see when Liverpool score. I will refresh. And Liverpool never score. And Liverpool never score. I'm not a Liverpool fan, but we know Tottenham has been bad recently. They've been churning out bad results. But for Tottenham to get a win over a Liverpool team who is on form, that's to tell you how tricky this. And mind you, like I said, it's a two-legged semi-final. You don't know what the second leg, when the second leg is going to be played, and you don't know what state of mind these players are going to be in the second leg. But kudos to Newcastle, kudos to Tottenham Hotspur until they play the second leg.
I love Mr. His submission. I actually love it. It's actually very good. For it to be magnanimous in defeats, and it's actually it's a wonderful one. Coming to Comrade Soko. Were you expecting any shocker? Was the result between Newcastle and Arsenal, was it shocking? For me, as a person, it wasn't shocking. And also, talking about the Tottenham, Liverpool, was it the expected results? Comrade Soko, over to you.
So I think, thank you very much, Mr. Bodo. I think both games were actually shockers for me personally, because I actually expected Arsenal to win and Liverpool to win. So the results were actually shocking to me. And what I would want to say, I wouldn't want to troll Mr. Raphael. I wouldn't want to troll Arsenal as a football club. I would just want to speak to the facts. I feel that some of these teams, even Chelsea as a team, they actually lost momentum during the holidays coming into this new year. Even Liverpool, I expected their last match against Manchester United to be a one-way affair. All of a sudden, we saw Manchester United with the spirits that we have never seen before.
They received a baptism of fire. A baptism of fire.
Liverpool received a baptism of fire
like never before.
From a Manchester United team that we thought was dead and buried. So, coming from that, there are games against Tottenham. They also lost that particular game. So we're actually seeing a loss of momentum. Coming to Arsenal, Arsenal performed very well up to a stage, and they dropped points. I think they got a draw. After getting a draw against Newcastle, they lost. So we are seeing a loss of momentum from this Premier League team. This might be as a result of injuries. It might be as a result of what have you, maybe the amount of games that they play. But I believe that these teams, even Chelsea as a football club, they need to pick up. That notwithstanding, Newcastle is in a form of their lives right now. In the last 5 games, they've won everything with really good goals. They won against Manchester United. They won against Tottenham. So I believe that Newcastle is in its form of his life right now. So the Carabao Cup was exciting and it was full of shocks. I don't see Arsenal overturning that result, but in football, you can never say.
You can't never say never.
All right. Thank you very much, Comrade Soko, for that submission. It's a good one there. Mr. Kelechi, I believe you are still there with us. And talking about the Carabao Cup result, what's your take on that?
Let me start by saying accept. I don't know what word to use now. Mr. Raphael, just take it easy. Don't worry. There's a second leg. I believe Arsenal will be turning it around. So just keep a positive mindset. But to be honest, those 2 matches were superb. All right, now if I'm to start with the Arsenal match, truth be told, yes, Arsenal is facing issues with regards to injuries to some of their players like Bukayo Saka. Kai Havertz just came back from illness and the rest of them. So I actually did not see Arsenal winning that match. I was hoping to see a draw. But once again, congrats to Newcastle because Alexander Isak was a chief tormentor to Arsenal the defense line. And the game between Tottenham and Liverpool, I must say that should be the shocker for me because I never imagined Tottenham winning that match.
All right. Thank you so much, Prince Kelechi, for that very wonderful contribution and insightful analysis there. And while we wrap up, but we can't do that without looking at the weekend features prediction this morning. And I'll be leaving our guest comrade, Mr. Raphael Rafiki, to do justice to some of this.
I think for the weekend fixtures we like to look at England,
Yes,
the English, whatever. They are going to be squaring it out in the FA Cup. So I think the league is going to be having a rest. We're going to be having the FA Cup. And the FA Cup is one tournament. We're talking about shocks and surprises. The FA Cup is where you find a lot of surprises. And most of the games that I want to look at here, even though when you mention the games, everybody here will just agree that maybe it's a walk in the park. Having Liverpool play against Accrington Stanley, I don't know what that's. Accrington Stanley, Leicester playing QPR, Bournemouth, West Brom, Brentford, Plymouth Argyle. Chelsea is playing Morecambe. You have Exeter City against Oxford, Norwich City, Brighton, Nottingham Forest, Luton, Preston North End against Charlton, Reading, Burnley, Sunderland, Stoke City, Leeds United, Harrogate Town, Manchester City, Salford, I pity Salford, Coventry, Sheffield Wednesday, Leighton Orient, Derby County, Mansfield, and Wigan Athletic. So those are the FA Cup games for Saturday. And I know the Sunday one is going to be a cracker because everybody wants to see what will happen again between these two teams that seem to be struggling at the moment. And what are those two teams? Arsenal, Manchester United.
No, I believe it's just a team that's actually struggling between those two football clubs. But then I think
then we have All City, Doncaster, Tamworth, Tottenham Hotspur, Crystal Palace, Stockport County, Ipswich Town, Brisbane Rovers, Newcastle United against Bromley, then Southampton, Swansea City. So it's going to be a game of surprises because FA Cup is always filled with surprises, and I want to believe and pray that this time around we find our feet.
Definitely. Thank you so much. And with that, we would be drawing the curtain on today's show. But I cannot do that without expressing my heartfelt thanks to our wonderful guest, talking about Comrade Soko, all the way from Delta State, and Prince Kelechi Webulam joining us virtually, and to our very own right here in the studio, talking about Mr. Rafiki Ojalkomo, and also to my very delightful co-anchor, Mr. Boluwatife Adeboye. We thank you all so much for making this show quite interesting, and we trust that come next week Thursday you all will avail yourself for another wonderful discourse with us and the viewers in the studio. And also to our wonderful viewers, thank you for staying tuned and making it out with us on this day. However, this is where we are drawing the curtain on today's show. Remember, you can get more of our programs via our various social media platform, and also by staying tuned to this station till we'll come your way again with other interesting topics, same time, same station tomorrow. I am your anchor, Godwin Ujiri, and bye.